The sole purpose of this video is to provide a basic overview and orientation of your new apparatus. This video is not intended to act as or replace individualized driver-operator training. Individual fire departments may base guidelines, policies, and procedures tailored for best practices. Pierce Manufacturing and Hughes Fire Equipment representatives are not liable for injuries caused from acts resulting from actions inconsistent with the information provided within this video and/or accompanying manuals. Refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual for complete details relating to the components and features of this apparatus. Only trained personnel should operate this vehicle or perform maintenance. You are responsible for learning how to operate this fire apparatus under all conditions without having to refer to the manual while operating at an emergency incident. This video will discuss types of warnings and caution labels. It is your responsibility to locate and identify each of the labels and understand the importance and associated hazards. Warning labels will point out procedure that must be taken or action that must be avoided to guard against the possibility of serious injury or death. Caution labels will advise you that there is a risk of damage to property if certain precautions are not followed. Continuous training, reviewing of operation and service manuals, developing good standardized practices will assist driver operators with a more complete understanding of the components and operation of this fire apparatus. As the driver operator of this vehicle, you are responsible for understanding the function of each component of the apparatus, maintaining control of the fire apparatus at all times while in operation. Make operational and functional changes while operating at an emergency without having to read operator's instructions or safety warning labels. Operate manual override and emergency shutdown procedures immediately if a component fails to operate properly. Components location may vary with each Pierce fire apparatus. Review the exact location of each component prior to operation. Major inconsistencies between your vehicle and the information contained in this video should be directed to your sales representative. Safe operation of any vehicle is the responsibility of the driver operator. You must learn the location and function of all controls, switches, gauges, valves, inlets, and discharges. Due to a higher center of gravity, heavy trucks have a significantly higher rollover tendency than other types of vehicles. To reduce the risk of rollover, avoid making sharp turns, excessive speed, and avoid abrupt maneuvers. In the event of a rollover crash, an unbelted person is significantly more likely to become injured or die than a person wearing a seatbelt. In the event of a crash, unbuckled occupants can also become a hazard to other occupants, as they may be thrown around inside the cab. Seatbelts are required while in operation. Please refer to your warranty certificates for details and information enclosed in your manuals. Customer-installed equipment must be mounted to withstand road travel and comply with NFPA 1901. Modifications such as drilling holes or welding to structural frame components of the chassis are not permitted. Contact Pierce for instruction and review of non-structural sheet metal or other dissimilar metals for modification. Follow the radio installation guide for further assistance on installing or mounting electronics. Before placing your new apparatus into service, perform a primary inspection of key components of the apparatus, including all fluid levels, anti-lock braking systems, electronic stability control, and automatic traction control. Weigh your apparatus to ensure that it conforms to axle and brake ratings. Never exceed the gross axle rating printed on the label inside the cab. Exceeding these ratings could lead to reduced component life, personal injury, or death. Review the use of auxiliary braking systems, compression brake, exhaust brake, electronic retarder, and hydraulic retarder. Before placing the apparatus in service, refer to the operational maintenance manuals. Information on the operation and maintenance functions for the components such as the pump, pressure governor, and foam systems, along with other options, is provided in either the Pierce manuals and/or other manufacturer support information delivered with the apparatus. If you need more information, please contact Hughes Fire Equipment. Congratulations, Frenchtown, on your new fire apparatus, job number 31637. Please utilize this job number when referencing your new apparatus with Hughes Fire Equipment and Pierce Manufacturing. Let's get started on a brief orientation of your new apparatus. Starting on the front bumper, in the center you'll find your electronic siren, public announcement speaker. Down in the lower section of the bumper, on both right and left side, you'll find an open-ended tow hook. Located on the outer edges of the bumper face, you'll find dual air horns. As we move up onto the body assembly, grille, you'll find emergency lighting in the forward section of your grille, headlights and turn indicators. On the side fender, you'll find a side-facing emergency warning light. As we move up on top of the hood, you'll find the air intake for your engine. This is on the driver's side. Also on the top of the fender wells, you'll find right and left turn indicators. Just on the back of the housing, you'll find the latch mechanism, which releases to allow you to open the hood. Michelin tires, Alcoa aluminum wheels. This is a close-up of the latch mechanism. Right and left turn indicators. Just forward of this location is where you'll find the side-facing emergency warning light and your headlight cluster. Located on the passenger side of the bumper, you'll find a swivel 1.5 inch discharge. Located on the passenger side, you'll find your mechanical siren. You'll find a tubbed storage location just in front of the grille. Electronic siren, PA speaker. Closer look here at the grille. These are the emergency forward-facing lights. On the top of the vehicle, you'll find a fixed forward-facing flood. All 4 door latches are keyed. At all points of entry, you'll find a grab rail. Moving up onto the mirror onto the passenger and driver door, you'll find a flat section on the top and a convex mirror on the bottom section. You also have perimeter lighting located at the points of entry for personnel. Just above in the front, you'll find the silver tank, which is your diesel tank. It is a silver cap. Just to the rear of that location, you'll find a black tank with a blue cap. That is your DEF. Here's a close-up of your perimeter lights. Talk a little bit about the diesel fuel. Once again, ultra low sulfur diesel only, silver cap. As you move to the blue, that is your DEF 4.5. Let's look inside the cab. Starting at the base, you'll find on the right-hand side your master battery switch. Moving upward onto the seat, you'll find comfort controls. This is the air inflation or deflation for the seat. And we'll also talk a little bit about this placard located on the side of the seat. Here's the on-off switch for your battery. It is a quarter turn. Looking at the seat itself, you'll find once again comfort controls. This raises and lowers the seat for weight dependency. In the front yellow handle, this is the forward to back movement. We'll talk a little bit about this yellow placard in the next set of images. This placard is the manufactured by Pierce Manufacturing. Date of manufacture, April 2018. Your job number, 31637-01. It has gross vehicle weight ratings, tire limited speed maxes, the type of chassis, gross vehicle weight rating. On the side next to that placard, you'll find all of your fluid capacities for your device, types of fluid capacity, and types of fluid. As we move on to the dash itself, you'll find in the lower left area, this will be about left knee, this is the keyed ignition. Moving up from that location, we'll find a set of rocker switches, starting with the increase or decrease for your speed control, headlight control and parking lights, resume, excel, set, and coast for your cruise control, and at the very top, your speed control on-off switch. General view here of the dash. We'll start over in the left-hand corner where your transmission, RPMs, speedometer, your air intake, fuel level, and DEF. You also have water temperature and oil pressure. Moving to the right, you'll find your filter minder. This is for your air intake. As we move down from that location, this is the Allison transmission pad. Moving to the right, you'll find your pump shift, parking brake, pull to apply, push to release. You'll also find some switches to the right of that. This is a future switch location, high idle and alarm reset. Beneath that, you'll find your emissions regen switch. To the right of that, exhaust brake, and then your mirror heat. There is also a location, a blank for a future switch location. Let's move further to the right. We'll find a digital readout here. Just beneath that, you'll find your seatbelt information here. Red indicating someone's in the seat not belted. Green indicated in the seat and belted. You'll also find 3 information: do not move truck, OK for high idle, and a battery switch. Moving further to the right, you'll find your traffic advisor. Just down from that location, you'll find climate control functions, automatic door locks, and window controls. Once again, left is your fan speed, location, and then climate control. Just beneath that, you have your locks and windows. As we move down, you'll find 12-volt power outlets, 10 amp barrel style. Just beneath that, you'll find a port for connection for service. And beneath that, you'll find an audible speaker, which does have the ability to dampen the sound by turning the dial. Let's look overhead in the center. You'll find a section of switches in addition with your siren and PA control. Located in the center, you'll find all of your emergency light controls in addition with siren controls, rear, right, and left scene lights, and also all of your floodlights. There are also future locations for switches, but each of these switches have an identifying light when they are on. To the right of that, you'll find your speaker control for PA and also your siren select. We're back outside now in the rear compartment. This is accessing into the rear. Once we look inside the rear compartment, we'll find additional seating for 3 personnel. In those seats, you'll find SCBA bottle style holders. Let's go ahead and move outside of the vehicle to the side midship location. We'll talk about some of the functions within the pump panel. Let's start at the very bottom section, first with perimeter lighting. As we move to the right, we'll find a set of drains. This is going to be for your pump drain, manifold drain, and also your foam intake drain. To the left, you'll find your air inlet and also a auto eject shore power. As we look to the right of that, we'll find a variety of different drains. For example, here, red and blue, number 1 and number 3 discharges. Located in the center, you'll find your large diameter intake. Moving to the right, you'll find your auxiliary 2.5-inch intake. Moving all the way to the very far right-hand corner, we'll find an access door. We'll talk about what that is for, and its capabilities are for foam. This is a handle inside for your foam functions, for filling and for operation. Also inside, you'll find a drain, which is for your foam drain. It is a twist, not a pull. Let's come back out of this compartment and look up to the next area. This is your foam tank, foam draft switch, and also inlet. Just above the foam tank lever, you'll find an additional warning label regarding the mixing of foam. As we move to the far left-hand side, this is that foam failure hazard and not to mix any types of brands or concentrates, and they may not proportion properly. You'll also find foam system instructions. This is your pump drain. Moving to the left of that, you'll find a pressure hazard warning label regarding that caps may be under pressure and could be hazardous when opening. Number 3, discharge. It is blue in color. It's a 2.5-inch discharge. As we move to the left, this is the number 1, red in color, side discharge, 2.5. And as we move further to the left, when plugged into shore power, you'll find this activated, which is your auto charger. Specifications for your Husky Foam 3 system. Moving up from that location, you'll find your fire pump primer and in priming instructions for at least 1,000 RPMs while priming. Number 2, discharge. Moving further over, you'll find the number 1, large diameter passenger side, and the number 3, all color coded and labeled. Moving up to the top, we'll find our tank to pump, tank fill and recirculating line, and also your engine cooler, twist, not pull. To the left, you'll find your 150, 200, and 250 test pressures and associated GPMs and RPMs for testing. You'll also find discharges for your deluge, and to the left, you'll see the red indicators that they are foam compliant. For example, number 1 crosslay has the red, indicating that we'll do water and foam. Moving up to the top, let's take a look. This is going to be your pump intake, pump discharge, water level, pressure and vacuum discharge ports. At the very top in black, you'll find an audible speaker. You'll also find your pump boss for controlling your pump pressures and volume. Above that, you'll find a green indicator indicating that you're in pump mode. You'll also find 6 switches, 3 of them future. The others are for panel left and right floods. Moving to the right, you'll find your foam level from red empty flashing to green full. You also have all of your Husky controls for your foam system for system on and off, foam percentages. Let's move now to the body itself. As we look overhead, in the same vicinity, you'll find this telescoping floodlight, multi-directional. You'll also find 2 speed loads located here. Inside those speed loads can be pulled out and reloaded. On the side of the body, you'll find a marker turn indicator light. You'll also find 2 side-facing floodlights. Moving further down onto the body, you'll find 2 emergency lights, one near the rear tire and one at the very top. And then also 2 locations for bottle storage for your SCBA bottles. Down at the base, just in front of the rear tire, you'll find the folding wheel chock storage locations. Let's look in the compartments. In this compartment, roll-up door, 2 adjustable fixed shelves. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll find when plugged into shore power, your auto charging system to maintain your batteries. Overhead at the front, this is a side-facing flood. Down at the base, you'll find your turn indicator marker light. Once again, there are 2 bottle storage locations. This is the compartment for those bottles, one in front of the tire and one to the rear. Let's go ahead and move to the compartment directly above this. You'll find this compartment has the ability for shelf mounting. It is a roll-up door, and there is LED lights within inside. Let's go ahead and move now to the very rear compartment. This is on the driver's side, rear compartment, 2 fixed shelves at the top, a pull-out shelf at the bottom. To access this mechanism, on the right-hand side, you'll find this black latch. Depress this latch, allowing the shelf to pull outward. To the rear of the vehicle, we'll identify 3 things. First, you have an external ladder. There's also an interior compartment here behind this roll-up door. As we move further up, we'll talk about some of the components here and also your ladder storage location. First, let's start down at the base of the vehicle.
you have perimeter lighting on the right and left. Located in the center, you have a tow or attachment point. Also on the rear of the vehicle, you'll find a brake, turn, and reverse light. You also have step and work lights. Moving up from this location on the left-hand side of the body, you'll find your hose bed lights. Moving further up from this location, you'll find emergency warning lights and additional floodlights to the rear. Moving all the way up to the top, you'll find a direct tank fill. This is a 2.5-inch ball valve. As we look at the top of the ladder location, you'll find additional storage here, and also at the very top behind the diamond plate, you'll find additional location for your EMS backboards or long tool storage. Looking at the center, you'll find divided hose bed, which is adjustable. On the left, you'll find your top tank fill. On the right, you'll find your foam. This is your water fill. It is not a latched compartment. To the right, you'll find the foam fill location. It has a breather on it and also is a latched compartment. Located in the top, you'll find that work light, which is controlled at the rear portion of your apparatus. There is also a 2.5-inch discharge port here for a pre-connected line. Located in the center, you'll find your deluge connection point. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll find your foam pump. This is the location of your foam pump. There is a sight gauge and also a fill location. This is the deluge mounting location. Looking at the rear of the apparatus, your traffic advisor located in the center, and above that are your running lights. I'd also like to make note of a warning label here regarding riding on the apparatus while moving. 24-foot and 14-foot roof ladder, storage locations, and also a 10-foot attic ladder. Once again, at the base, you'll find your license plate holder, work lights and emergency lights, rear scene lights, and floodlights. Let's go ahead and move over to the passenger side of the vehicle. We'll talk a little bit about some of the compartments here. Most of these compartments mirror one another along with the side functions for light locations, SCBA bottle storage, and also the roll-up doors. Interior compartments may differ. In this compartment, you'll find 2 fixed adjustable shelves. Above, same configuration as the other side with an emergency light and also a floodlight. Located in front and rear of the wheel, you'll find bottle storage location, same as the driver's side. The difference is located in the center compartment over the rear wheel. You'll find a board for tool storage. This is the latch to allow the board to pull outward. It is on a hinge. It can move front to back. To restore that board back to its original position, on the right side, there is a latch mechanism. Release the latch mechanism by lifting up, which will allow the pegboard to be stored back to its original position. Michelin tires, once again, Alcoa wheels. Moving forward to that location, I would like to point out this warning label regarding extremely hot diesel exhaust temperatures, and be cautious as to where you park. Up from that, you'll find the marker and SCBA light. Moving to the next compartment, 2 adjustable shelves here. Side-facing floodlights, and then just in front of that, you'll find the same mechanism on the opposite side, telescoping floodlight, multi-directional. Let's move now to the mid section of your apparatus. There is a large access door here. Just beneath that access door, you'll also find a warning label regarding pressurized caps and the associated hazards. There are 2 2.5-inch discharges located on this side, and there's also the large diameter pump intake. Across the very bottom, you'll find all of your drains. All the associated drain valves labeled and color-coded. There is also a warning label here regarding that only trained personnel should utilize or operate this equipment. There is a smaller access door here for access behind the pump panel. Moving back out from this location, you'll find 2 2.5-inch discharge ports here. Large diameter intake, that's the Pierce American flag eagle logo. Once again, an additional access door here. You're seeing a front portion of the 24-foot and the 14-foot roofer. Cross-through compartments here for your crosslays, which are speed loads. Generalized view here of the side of the apparatus. All points of entry, once again, clearly identified steps and perimeter lighting, in addition with grab handles. Let's go ahead and go inside the cab from the passenger's perspective on the passenger side. Once again, 3 seats across the back wall, all SCBA style seats. They house SCBAs within the seat itself. As we move back outside to the front, 2 steps to gain access into the cab. This is the front right passenger seat. As you can see in here at the very base, there are a variety of foot pedals. Let's cover those foot pedals. First, air horn, electronic siren, and also your mechanical siren. Up onto the dash itself, you have the same access to all of the controls, including emergency lights and climate control overhead. The front right seat is equipped with an SCBA bottle. Overhead, there is storage in addition with your PA system. Looking outside of the vehicle, same perspective. Top is a flat mirror and the very bottom is convexed. Congratulations, Frenchtown, on your new fire apparatus, job number 31637. If you have any questions as to the content of this video or further questions regarding your apparatus, please contact your Hughes Fire sales representative. Thank you and congratulations.